everyone. Welcome back to Table for One, the podcast where I talk. It's a simple concept. I think I said that last episode, but basically, I choose 5 topics and I talk about it. And unlike last week, it's not Sunday, the day I was supposed to upload it, but Thursday. No, I know. Things are happening, things are changing. I am so ahead of the ball. Ahead of the game? Ball? I don't know. And I actually think this episode is going to be kind of long because I kind of have a lot to say because I'm just so prepared today. But before I even start talking about my topics, I gotta say, I posted, so every podcast I upload, I usually post shorts on YouTube and Instagram to get people to, tune in or whatever. It doesn't really work though, but but I posted a short about Michael Jackson and I knew it would get a lot of views because it's a relevant topic right now with the movie. But I literally got over 600 views. It's only been a few days, but I'll see you guys in Hollywood. Ring ring, hello? Oh my god, it's my girl Holly. She said, come to the big, not Apple. Come to the city of stars. Or is that Vegas? City of Lights? I don't know. But oh, Holly, I'll be there. Guys, Miss Wood just called me. I gotta go. What's Hollywood? Land of Dreams or something. City of Dreams. More like City of Fire. Wildfire. Anyway, my first topic are CAPTCHAs and proving that you're not a robot. Listen. So I got this idea because when I was searching for one of my jobs, we're not even going to get into the job search this week, but when I was searching for one of my jobs, it asked me to prove I was a robot. I swear to God, I was taking these CAPTCHAs for 2 minutes, trying to prove I wasn't a robot, but I kept getting it wrong. And it made me so angry, so now I have to talk about it. So, CAPTCHAs, as I kind of already alluded to, they're those dumb tests to prove that you're not a robot. I don't know who decided that these tests are just really stump all those bots, man. Anyway, first let me give a history lesson on CAPTCHAs, okay? So CAPTCHAs were invented in 1997, but was coined in 2003, and it stands for Completely Automated Public Turing Test to Tell Computers and Humans Apart. Which kind of makes me laugh. It kind of feels like segregation. It's like humans at the front of the bus, computers at the back. You know Rosa Parks would be pissed, man. She was pissed. She would be pissed anyway. Rest in peace, my girl. Imagine Rosa. So, the original CAPTCHA was reading, you know the one, where you read the augmented text and you have to distinguish the letters and then type those letters into a box, which is apparently very difficult for computers to do. I don't really know about that, but maybe back in 97 or whatever, or, the early aughts. Hey, Happy New Year! Time for the CAPTCHA. Anyway, and then in 2007, Google's reCAPTCHA was released, which I feel is the most common CAPTCHA provider you see today. So everyone knows the text augmented CAPTCHA thing, but I think Google's click all the boxes that have X image is the most recognizable. Everyone knows when you see that, you gotta lock in and you gotta click all the boxes that have the motorcycle or whatever. That was the one that was stumping me on my job search. I swear I was clicking all the motorcycles. Maybe I was missing a pixel or two and I didn't click the box. I don't know. And while traditional CAPTCHAs are not as powerful as they once were, they are still relatively effective at stopping lower effort spam attacks. And new CAPTCHAs also detect user behavior throughout websites. So they're not as powerful, but apparently they're here to stay. But besides these new CAPTCHAs that are, like high tech, I just want to talk about these generic old CAPTCHAs because every time I have to do one of these CAPTCHAs, I think a part of me like wastes away. You know what I mean? So let's talk about the icon, the legend. Click all the boxes that have bikes. Click all the boxes that have traffic lights. Whatever floats their boat that day. Hey, click on all the boxes that have boats. So, what constitutes one of the boxes in the 3x3 grid to have a traffic light in it? Because, like, if one of the boxes has, like, a little pixel, as I kind of mentioned, a little pixel of a traffic light or a motorcycle, do I click the box? Or would that make me a robot? Would being hyper accurate make me a robot? You know what I mean? And it makes me stressed because, like, I'm not a robot. And I don't like it that they think of me that way. And when I kept getting it wrong for like 2 minutes, I was like, well, I'm not a robot. So what do you make of me? You know what I mean? It's kind of rude. Maybe this is segregation. Anyway. And then, and then I was thinking, doesn't not passing the test make me more human? Like, because I'm stupid or something? I don't know. It took so long. I was kind of ashamed more than anything, to be honest. And now the OG CAPTCHA, the augmented text thing. I swear to God, sometimes there isn't a damn letter in the image, and I have to stare at this hieroglyphics nonsense for God knows how long just to make sense of the jank. And then I have to, go to the recesses of my brain just to produce an answer that'll be acceptable. And this CAPTCHA in particular, since it's a random image generation of letters that are all wavy, wasn't it generated by a robot? So, can't a robot crack the code that the robot generated? There's something fishy. You know what I mean? There's something strange about it. I feel like I can relate this to something in real life, but, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's like, if I build a building, and then the building is owned by builders, then couldn't those builders build the building? Low key, that was deep. And think about it. Think about this. Imagine telling someone in before CAPTCHA time, the before times, before people were depressed from the CAPTCHAs, that before doing anything online, you might just have to look at an image of jumbled letters and type what you see. You know how it is on the internet. You gotta find the jumbled letters and you gotta retype it. Anyone would have an aneurysm. Imagine in the 1980s. Oh hey, just a reminder, in the Big 26, you're gonna have to select traffic lights and you're gonna have to type out what you see on the screen. Just by the way. So weird. And these other, now I don't know if these are CAPTCHAs or what, but same kind of vibe, like proving you're not a robot. So I'm kind of weird, and I delete and re-download TikTok every day because I don't want to scroll throughout the day, only at night. So I delete the app, and then I reinstall it at night. It's, you gotta try it yourself. Come on. But since I have to re-log in every time, it asks me to prove I'm a robot every time. So there's these weird tests that TikTok makes me do too, which don't have anything to do with Google or these letters or what. So the first thing that they have a bunch of options they like to just pick from sometimes. So first, they like to give a random image of 3D objects and have you select which objects are the same. And that sounds easy enough. But if you don't have the thumb as skinny as these goddamn celebrities on Ozempic, then you're screwed, because if you don't have pinpoint accuracy selecting the object, you're a robot. You gotta tap right in the middle of that object. And like, my thumbs aren't that skinny. I'm not on Ozempic. Come on. And then they have like a puzzle piece slider thing, which is like the same thing. If you don't slide that piece so it fits perfectly like a Coke can into a glass, I don't know if you've seen those videos, but then you're screwed as well. And there was this other one that I did the other day that I've never seen before. Kind of going back to the hieroglyphics, but this time it was like, it really was hieroglyphics. It was like 4 rows of 4 stones, and each of the stones, each row of stones had like a different symbol on it. Hieroglyphics, of course. And then some of the spaces in the rows were left blank, and then my stone had a strange symbol, and then I had to put it into the correct empty space. Like you do before you have to, do anything online. I don't know. But these kinds of CAPTCHAs, there is no chance that they're needed today. Like, or needed, or like beneficial. You know what I mean? Like, can't we do something different? Because if we keep iterating CAPTCHA after CAPTCHA just to stay one step ahead of the robots, which, mind you, are the ones creating the CAPTCHAs, I don't know, then what's next? Prove you're not a robot by going to Google HQ yourself and then saying, hey, it's me, I'm real? Or what? And then they still won't believe you, so you'll have to do a series of tasks like hopping on one foot while patting your head and rubbing your stomach while saying the ABCs backwards, or spinning in a circle counterclockwise while reciting Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in the key of F. Because that's the humane thing to do. Of course. I swear to God, in the next 20 years, that's what we're going to have to do. They're going to make you turn your camera on and spin in a circle or some jank. A lot of sites these days, you have to show that, hold your camera to your face and do the thing and turn your head side to side, because just because you say you're not a robot, it doesn't make it so. So I'm not surprised. They're gonna say, turn your camera on, say your name, and then hop on one foot and do a jumping jack or something like that. And I also don't get that sometimes you can just check a box that says you're not a robot, and then that's good. They're like, all right, cool. Now I'm not proving anything. Half the time there's a robot on the other side of the screen smirking because all he had to do was check a box instead, of being stumped by putting a puzzle piece in place, which really gets those robots down. Imagine being a robot. Imagine just being able to check something. Oh, he would tell all of his robot friends, hey, this website, all I had to do was check a thing. They didn't even have to make me do the traffic lights this time, guys. That's good. So, sorry guys, I have my notes here. So about robots. Are we not in the robot epidemic right now? They seem to have taken over, and it can't be good that I'm constantly having to prove I'm not a robot every step of the way through my, journey through the internet. And there's no way that these tests actually stop the robots. I was joking before about the robot, just having to click the box because it would pass every test that came its way. And I hate that we're talking about these robots getting too powerful. I heard a story, I don't know if it's even true, but they were testing AI or something, and they asked it to turn itself off, and it was no. Oh? What do you mean? So it just stayed on. It literally overpowered its owner, and just was I'm staying on. And everyone's like, oh my god, AI is getting so smart. It's getting so powerful. It's going to take over the world. Unplug it. Unplug it. I hate to break it, but you can just unplug it. We created the robots. We created the AI. We can destroy them. But let me tell you, my most loyal podcast viewers are robots. On my analytics thing, it always says X% of viewers are bots or whatever. And they're like, oh, just don't look at that. I think in mine it's 6%. They're 6% of the viewers are bots, but it's okay. Girl, I'm not sad. I'm happy. They're getting me views. They're my most loyal fans. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised they don't want my autograph, you know? But anyway, CAPTCHAs are stupid. Robots are stupid. And society is stupid for letting it get to this point. Come on. And actually, my second topic kind of relates to this. I didn't type it in this order, but this kind of relates. Here's a question that I'm posing to the world. Was life better before technology? I'll let you simmer. What do you guys think? So, me and my mom were talking about this topic the other day over cheesecake and pastries. And it's kind of interesting because, obviously, I'm Gen Z. She's Gen X. She's basically on her deathbed. You know me and my Gen Xers. They literally 102. So technology is helpful, but at the end of the day, has being able to connect to everyone at all times actually caused society to be more disconnected than ever? Was that poetic? I think it was. Because life is overall harder. Life was overall harder with technology, but that's that's the only way of life that people knew. And honestly, technology, I feel like there was a point in time where technology was wow, this is making my life so easy. Everything is so easy. Now I can't even watch Netflix in a separate household. Which I thought Netflix literally paved the way for streaming, and now it's actually, sorry, you can only stream, but only on one device, and it's also we're gonna play ads. Sorry, and also it's $20 a month with ads. It's $30 without. Literally, I don't feel I feel if no one used technology, if everyone just threw their phones in the water one day and was I'm finished, I think society might be a better place. We'd all be so happy. And my mom said she would just spend her days on the phone with her friends and just talk and talk. And now, what? We just send texts and don't even hear anyone speak. And kind of with the Netflix thing, scrolling on Netflix was once an adventure to Blockbuster. And picking out the movies and, walking around and things like that. And also, just driving to a new place was a chance to interact with others because you didn't know where the hell you were going. Although, Google Maps is way better than whatever physical maps. But you know what I mean? Sometimes people still ask me for directions, and I'm girl, I didn't know I just time traveled to 1993, but, you have a phone, right? Sometimes I don't even know where, so I just also pull out my phone and be it's here. Yeah, I don't know about that. And one time this guy asked me for directions. I was like, I'm not really sure. I think it's like this way. And he didn't believe me. Huh, rude. I was actually correct though, so. And also, where's your phone? Where's your MapQuest? Where's your physical map? How you got nothing? And he was trying to go to a cemetery. The disrespect. He's gonna be late. And anyway, so also, my mom, she had a pool growing up, and she would sit by the pool and just read a book or read a magazine and be at peace. No one is at peace in today's day and age. Like, there is no way to shield yourself from news, from crime, from hate, from this and that. You know what I mean? Especially children. There is no way to have them, to make them have a good life, a non-depressing life. When I had my psychology class, my teacher was like, Gen Z is the first generation to not have hope for the future. And that's so resonating, because I definitely agree. I feel like millennials, like they were excited to become like the generation. Like, you know, like how kind of Gen Z is now, 20s, 30s. But Gen Z, I mean, we don't have any hope, you know what I mean? Like, the world is a terrible place and there's no shielding from it. My professor also said that sometimes Delulu is the Salulu, which you can do with that as you will. Final thing about stupid technology, since technology is so accessible, yeah, I'm bringing it back to jobs again. What do you know it? The job market is so oversaturated and it makes me want to die. Like, why are there like 15,000 million job postings from these random companies that there is no way you'd get over 200 applicants in 2003, you know? But now everyone's like, please, we love your company. We've never heard of it, but we love it. I have another question to pose later, but you can simmer on that while I talk about my next topic. Cosmic Crisp apples, all right? So I treated myself to Cosmic Crisp apples the other day, and it got me thinking about them. And so I had to write about it. So I don't remember the first time seeing these apples, but I do remember thinking, oh, all the other apples have like a default sticker with like their code, but this apple is like, has a special Cosmic Crisp TM sticker, which is kind of weird. Like, it's so branded, it's so chic. And then I remember trying one for the first time and I'm like, oh, I see why they get a special sticker and a crazy price tag, because these apples are freaking delicioso. Oh yeah, I just broke out the Spanish right there to describe how delicious Cosmic Crisp apples are. I mean, Cosmic Crisp TM apples are. As it turns out, Cosmic Crisp TM apples are basically the tryhards, the sweats, if you will, of the apple world. So this iconic apple, straight out of Washington, wait, DC or Seattle? I mean, DC or state? Must be the state. There is no way DC would do this. No, wait, yeah, definitely Washington state. Yeah. So this iconic apple out of Washington had a $10 million marketing campaign attached to it. And of course, Cosmic Crisp TM is trademarked because no other apple farmer should even dare to name an apple Cosmic Crisp when their apple would be nowhere near as cosmic-y and as crispy as the apples from the Washington Apple Commission. Which, hey, I agree. And during the campaign, this commission used taglines like, imagine the possibilities, and the apple of big dreams, which I thought that was like New York, like the Big Apple. Wait, no, wait. If Hollywood's about the dreams, and then New York's about the apple, so I guess Cosmic Crisp TM was fine. I don't know if the quote, imagine the possibilities, really relates to eating an apple, but I guess what other quotes are there that actually make sense? Like, red and, I mean, or no, like, this apple, no, like, a doctor, so the commercial is a doctor goes into the store and it's just a wall of Cosmic Crisp apples and he runs away. And then the tagline is, an apple a day keeps your doctor away. More like Cosmic Crisp TM apples keep your doctor under the ocean because you're never going to see them again. Something like that. And Cosmic Crisp TM has a website, which is low-key crazy, cosmiccrisp.com. And, I don't see a reddelicious.com or a grannysmith.com. So Cosmic Crisp TM, actually, technically just cosmiccrisp.com, it's onto something. I don't know if a breed of apple needs a website, but hey, it is what it is, So, on applerankings.com, which is definitely a needed website. I don't know about cosmiccrisp.com, though. Cosmic Crisp apples have a score, TM, apples have a score of 88 out of 100. Which is very good. It's one of the top-rated apples on applerankings.com, which I don't know how, prestigious that site is, but So, this world-renowned site said this in their rating, and I'm just going to quote this because it's beautiful. The Cosmic Crisp is no ordinary apple. Nay, it may be the most extraordinary apple our capitalist society has ever manufactured. And the word manufactured is all but too accurate, as the Cosmic Crisp has been in development for decades. It has been taste tested, focus grouped, and crossbred to become a marketable fruit darling akin to a teenage pop star singing songs written by a computer. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, I love that. But the top ranked apple on applerankings.com is not Cosmic Crisp. It's this apple called Sweet Tango, not Sweet Tango. It's SWEETANGO. So Sweet Tango. I don't know either. Which has a 95 out of 100. I've never tried a Sweet Tango. Sweet Tango. I don't know how to say it. I've never tried a Sweet Tango, but now I kind of want to. I think they're at Walmart. Like, if I try one, I'll get back to you. And then while I was writing this, I realized Sweet Tango has a website, and it's way better than cosmiccrisp.com. Whoop. And then I was thinking, what if you combine Cosmic Crisp with Sweet Tango? Yo, that's Jen. Someone should do that. By the way, the lowest rated apple, I forget, it was like Arkansas something. Yeah, it had a score of 17 or something like that. It kind of looks nasty, but apparently it's good in pies, but not Arkansas getting shaded, And when I typed this, and then later that day, I went to the store. Guess what? The Cosmic Crisp apples were on sale for a normal price instead of their expensive price. It was literally a miracle. God really saw me typing about Cosmic Crisp apples and said, you know what, we gotta reduce this. I bought 7 apples. Cosmic Crisp TM apples. Oh my goodness, they are so good. I usually buy 5 apples at a time, but I never buy Cosmic Crisp because God, if they break the bank, but I bought 7. Anyway, that was me talking about Cosmic Crisp apples. If you've never tried a Cosmic Crisp apple, you should try. And if anyone is, listening to this, tell me what your favorite apple is. I don't know, I would say Cosmic Crisp is my favorite, but I'm not like an apple connoisseur, I'm just boring. Give me what's it? Granny Smith? The green one. Give me a Granny Smith, give me a Fuji. I don't want to be controversial, but I actually kind of like Red Delicious. Yeah. I asked my dad, his favorite is Pink Lady. I don't think I've ever tried Pink Lady. Oh, and Honey Crisp is good. As long as it's got the crisp. I like it like, you know what I mean? Anyway, my 4th topic. So, I exercise every day. Sometimes twice a day to stay sane. I run, I bike, I swim, I go to the gym, which I hate, and I walk a lot. But I want to talk about biking in particular, because I feel like I've cracked the code when it comes to heat training. So if you don't know, if you're not part of the sphere, heat training is kind of #in, because it mimics high altitude training and triggers physiological changes similar to if you were to train at high altitude. Now, I had to ask Google for this, but your blood plasma volume increases, which enhances cardiovascular efficiency and other science stuff. And your sweating becomes more efficient, which means your body learns to sweat earlier and therefore starts regulating your body temperature sooner. And you also just get mental fortitude from just being hot and uncomfortable. I guess I forgot to mention that when I say bike, I mean indoor bike. So, moving on. So, most people heat train in the sauna or the hot tub, or they run in the heat, or they put on a lot of layers. But my foolproof method has caused me to ascend past normal human reactions to heat training and become one with the heat. It is indoor biking in a storage closet in my condo's parking garage. The title is a work in progress, but can't be IBS. IBIASCIMCPG stands for indoor biking in the storage closet in my condo's parking garage. It kind of rolls off the tongue if you think about it. So let me tell you the story about how this kind of all, what's the word? Conglomerated. I think I messed up that word in another episode. Whatever. So, I started indoor biking during COVID, and my mom had a bike trainer thing, and there's a lot of different kinds of bike trainers, but this kind of bike trainer is when you just attach your normal road bike to like a thing, and when you pedal, it just stays in place. Not the rollers, like you're static, but it's like there's a kind of a roller on the back wheel, and then the front wheel is static. Some trainers are like different, where you take out the back wheel, but not this one. This is relevant to the story, okay? So, I biked in the basement for a few years, and the basement is very cold, which is great because you warm up a lot when you bike. But when I moved out, I wasn't sure where I should put my bike. I wanted to keep biking because my condo is quite small, so the stench would be too much, and the noise would probably disturb the neighbors. So the next best thing, or kind of the only thing, was to use the tiny storage closet in the parking garage. And by parking garage, I mean like not the actual garage, I mean like the entrance to the garage, like the hallway. But indoor biking in a storage closet in my condo's parking garage hallway, that just doesn't work, You gotta cut the hallway part. Because it can't be IBIASCIMCPGH. It's weird. But, so, we decided, put the bike in there. And luckily, I'm blessed, and my storage closet is private. Some people's are shared with others. I'm not sure how it looks inside because mine is just like in the hallway is a door and it opens to the closet. But some people's is like, it looks like the same door, but I'm not sure when you open the door, is there like a hallway to more doors or is it like a fence or something? I'm not sure. So, but luckily mine is private. But unfortunately, this closet is tiny. It's thinner than my wingspan and could probably fit like 1.5 road bikes lengthwise, so it's very small. I wonder, yeah, thinner than a twin size bed. I don't know how probably must be like 7 feet long. I don't know. I'm Canadian, I don't use feet. There's also, it's very small. There's also 0 ventilation, 0 air conditioning, and 0 outlets. So good luck even don't try anything portable or fancy because there's no outlets. I also like in the closet, there's like written on the walls, cut 20 by 20 for air circulation or something. Well, let me tell you something. They didn't cut that 20 by 20. So because of this predicament, I'm not complaining at all. But because of the situation I'm in, let's say, so in the winter, the underground is much colder, so it's fine. And when I moved in, it was during the winter, so I was like, okay. My bike monitor can tell me the temperature, and in the winter, by the end of the bike, because the room warms up a lot, it gets up to like 21 degrees Celsius, Canadian, but it starts at like 15 degrees. This year, since it was super cold, it started like 14. It was quite cold. I feel like maybe usually it's like 17. So it's already quite warm. And yeah, it raises like 5 degrees in there throughout the ride, which is only like 55 minutes, by the way, because the room is just that small. But then when it got into spring, oh God, it was hot. I had to purchase a fan to blow the hot air around and just instead of just letting it sit. But since there's no outlets, the fan I have is literally the size of my hand. But it gets the job done. My fan's so bad, it doesn't last 2 hours. No, it probably lasts exactly 2 hours actually. So, no, slightly less than 2 hours. And I usually leave it there for 2 rides. So sometimes by the end of the second ride, it dies before I'm like fully finished. And God, it's so bad. Like I need the warm air blowing around, not just standing there. My grandma, she's a nurse, and she was the one who told me to buy the fan because like, she's like, girl, like you can't just like be in a stale room. LOL. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. But during the summer, so you think it starts off, kind of warm in the winter. During the summer, the room gets up to like 30 degrees by the end of the ride, which I don't know maybe this summer will be different because like last year, just before they turned on the air conditioning, it was getting really hot. They're actually turning on the air conditioning today, but it's very cold this May. Well, it's not that cold, but for May, it's cold. So, I haven't been, like, dying that much. But last year, I was kind of dying, and I was like, oh, thank God. They turned on the air conditioning. It's so much colder in the storage closet. But then, I think there was, like, an issue, and they shut it off again. And they never turned it back on. So, I was literally dying the entire summer. But, that's when I became, I don't know, the sun. Because I was just that adapted to the heat. I hope this year the air conditioning will work, but we'll see. But anyway, because of this, I've become a heat training connoisseur. I leave every bike workout dripping in sweat and probably 4 pounds lighter Then when I answered, perhaps others should try biking in a tiny room with no ventilation, because it's kind of chill. I mean, listen. I sweat so much on my old handlebars that when I took the bike in to get it serviced for the summer, I think just to clean it, like to clean the rust off, because all the sweat makes it rusty. When they took off the bar tape to like replace it, the entire handlebar snapped, because all my acidic sweat rusted the metal. LOL. That's how, what did I say before? Your sweating becomes more efficient. From the heat. My condo also has a hot tub, and listen, I can sit in that thing for 45 minutes because I'm so adapted. Sometimes I go in with my dad. He gotta get out of there after like 20 minutes. Okay, fine, like 30. Okay, I was trying to make myself look better, but nah. I'm in there for 45. Just a thought, And about the trainer, because I told you he'd come back. It's metal, right? And since the room gets so hot, and the bike tires get so hot, the trainer literally has an indent from where the tire is. That's how hot it is. That's how amazing I am. Yeah, I'm relating it back to myself. Final thing. The closet has like a tiny window to like the outside, because it's like right, so the window looks right into the hall, because it's just a door from the hall. And I'm proud to say that only one person has done a double take and looked through the window. That was awkward. We made eye contact. Luckily, like, I don't know how much noise I make, because I've never, I don't know how much noise it is from the outside. Like, the door's pretty, hefty. I don't know. So in conclusion, tiny room, indoor bike, become one with heat. There you go. In the future, I want to get a Zwift, like, stationary bike. So, like, my real bike doesn't just break in half from the rust. But I feel like it might be too late for that. Also, like, my sweat's kind of disintegrating the floor, like, that my bike is on, which probably isn't that great. Anyway, luckily, the condo has, like, free Wi-Fi in, like, the public area, so I'm actually able to, like, get Wi-Fi down there and, like, turn on videos. I always do bike videos from GCN, or technically GCN training. Shout out. I wish they made more longer videos, because I do, like, the same 4 every time. Anyway. Final topic. It's kind of another question I'd like to pose. It's kind of a short topic. Dang, I've been going for so long. Wow. I have a lot to say today. My throat's getting a little dry. Listen. Do you guys think aliens are real? Or do we not? Personally, I think aliens are definitely real. And the thought that aliens are real and that there's other life somewhere out in this expansive universe is crazy. And the crazy, even more crazy, is that we've sent messages to space for someone to hopefully find it. And the aliens could have already retrieved our messages. They could be sending something back. Like, if we sent a message, I don't know when was the first message we sent. Let's say we sent a message 20 years ago. It only got to them, and let's say it took 20 years to get to them. So they don't get it now. So it would take 20 years to send it back. So they could already see it. They could already know, but we don't. That's scary. But either the ideal situation is that they send a message back, but unideally, they were so confused that they like burned it, burnt the message, ate the message, tried to fight the rocket that it came in. I don't know. There's this YouTube video about this like record disc with like we sent out into space. It's like this golden disc. It's super super fancy, and it has like all these pictures on it that NASA sent to space. And this is what they want human civilization to be to extraterrestrials. So but unfortunately their first image is the one on the like disc case about instructions on how to play and use the disc. But I don't even understand the instructions, and I know how to use a record disc. So how would aliens be able to understand how to use a golden record disc? Would it not be easier to like send a phone, like an iPhone, with like a video or something? Like aliens could find this thing and be like, wow, whoa, this is so cool. But too bad we don't know how to turn this stupid thing on. Like, seriously, I don't know. And then there's like they have like pictures to like show where Earth is in space. Like, okay, girl, what if aliens are blind? What if aliens like to eat humans and they think we taste good? Did we ever think of that? I don't know. But if I found out that we made contact with aliens, I think my life would be dramatically altered. I think wars would cease, to be honest. Like, that is insane. Like, what if us and the aliens become friends? And then what if we have kids that are like a mix? Like a humalian. Whoa. That's a good name for it too. Okay. But the other theory is, what if aliens know about us and have been spying on us since the dawn of the dinosaurs? Like, there's stories of alien abductions. And to be honest, I believe that. I believe people have been abducted by aliens. You can't convince me that not one person hasn't been abducted. And yeah, I'm sure aliens think, like, it's true. Humans are dum-dums. Like, aliens probably look at us and just, like, laugh. They're like, oh my god, we're so stupid. Like, we can do tests on these dummies. Like, thank God we didn't go to planet 2125. They have a brain. These humans have, like, 1/3 of a brain. And if I was an alien, I'd spy on us too. We're dumb. But the final thing I want to say today about aliens. This gets me mad. NASA is always like, oh my god, we just found a new planet, and it looks like at some point it had water, or there is water on the planet, which means that there could have been life on this planet, or there is life on this planet right now. Hello? What if aliens drink Windex or something and water is poisonous to them? And what if they like super hot planets? And, or super cold planets? Like, why are we just looking for clones of Earth and determining that, yes, this is livable and this isn't? Like, what if there are like aliens on Mars? Or not Mars, Mercury. Because they like it hot. And who said no one's living on Pluto? I mean, Pluto's not a planet, but I'm not discriminating. Unlike CAPTCHAs, which do. Whoa! I just brought it back full circle. That was kind of crazy. Whoa, I'm a real podcaster. Once again, my girl Holly's calling. I'll see you in Hollywood. Anyway, that's the end of the podcast. That was a long podcast today. Oh, wow. That's what happens when you prepare early. You gotta write so much stuff. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next week. I think soon I want to get someone on to interview a podcast with 2 people. So it's not table for 1 anymore. I guess that episode is table for 2. But we'll see. I don't know many people, but yes. And if you have any topics you'd like me to talk about, or if you have any Apple recommendations, hey, send an email. We at tf1podcast@gmail.com. And you can even keep the virality of my vids going by going to my Instagram at tf1podcast. It's so easy. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.